We're gonna have courtless.
You are on.
Good afternoon, guys. This is Jamie Fang and Jeff Young, like we don't know him. But anyways, we're now at sunny California, Montclair. It's 85 degrees. We're somehow, the director and the cameraman got me posted outside here in a bright room. So my eyes gonna look Asian, all squinted. Anyway, so here we are hosted at Montclair, California at Norman's Orchid. Like I said, Norman is out there in Florida, Miami, having a great
Norman
time.
is playing. He's at the AOS 100th celebration.
Yeah,
Centennial celebration.
Centennial at the Biltmore. So he's having a great time.
Oh yeah, did you see those pictures he posted?
Yeah, it's
That
going to
place
be
is
pretty.
fantastic.
It's beautiful. I had dinner there when I was there. Anyway, so today it's about Q&A, and I don't think we have very many people on yet. So, Jeff, I think we would just have to talk them out ourselves. I'm going to try to log on to see if we have any questions. And then we may need your help. And for the people that just joined us or are going to watch us later, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's under Norman's Orchids, correct?
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
That way
Jeff,
you'll get all the notifications when the new videos are uploaded.
Yeah, Jeff works really hard at that.
So Becky's here, Donna's here, Sonny is here.
Oh, great. Hi, guys. Actually, we don't look that shabby. So I'm wearing Easter color. Actually, I look pretty good on the color right here.
I look great.
You look awesome, as always. So this week we really had a fabulous time at the Huntington. Oh, God, help me out with that. Sorry, Brendan. The Huntington
Museum, Library, and Botanical Gardens.
No, Art Museum. You forgot that part. I'm sorry. I need a whole
Art
script
Museum.
there. They keep updating the name, and we don't remember. We apologize. But we did a quick filming. On Tuesday, the Huntington is closed, so we always love to visit. We had the full-on VIP treatment with Brandon.
We got to roam the 212 acres with no one being there, right?
No, well, you forgot the detail that we were shuffled and driven around in a golf cart, so we don't even have to walk. We had
That Brandon's not licensed for.
yes.
And you have a private driver?
We had a private
driver.
Yes.
Brandon Tam, who's
Brandon.
not licensed for the extra long limo golf cart.
It was a long golf cart, yeah. Everybody was teasing as we drove. Do you have a license? Anyway, so we had a really special spoiled trip by Brandon, and we ended up at the Chinese garden for lunch. We had lunch at the Chinese garden.
Oh, wasn't that awesome?
It was great. And then the director here had a fabulous day. He was like a kid in a candy store. He had fun with his toy. He goes, I wish Roger was here, my cameraman. So anyway, so Jeff will be busy in the next week or so, slice and dice, and we're going to have that in our group and plus our symposium group. And please do not miss out the fun and excitement of this first and ever Phil Fanatic Symposium at the Huntington live in person. I wish everybody could join us, but you will be doing Zoom. Don't forget. We may have to cut off people because we will have too many, right? I don't know. It's going that way.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We've had a lot of people sign up recently.
So,
it looks like everybody wants to participate in the fun.
it will be fine. We're just trying to come up with a lot of neat things. We have a photo booth going on. We may even, for the Zoom, we're thinking about maybe raffle tickets for plants, or we have section that we could just sell $1 raffle tickets.
We're going to have an
I
opportunity
don't know.
table where we'll have 8 or 10 plants on it, and nice plants. And you can buy a ticket for $1 and get in on it.
Yes. Do we have any questions? This is Q&A. Roger, you can ask question if you have any. Sunny, whoever's on, do you guys have questions?
I have a question. You're getting a lot of donations for plants.
Yes.
What's the best way to go about that? What's the process of you picking these plants? And I know that we have to have a limit. We cannot have an unlimited amount of plants donated. We have to cut it off because we have speakers and everything else going on too.
Yes. Well, it was traveling. Yes, last year was very successful, I think. People end up trusting me doing the jumper style. So instead of you dictate what plant to donate, a lot of members were telling me how much it was their budget they want to spend. So I take that, and then is that Eric?
The other Mr. Fang.
I was like, who is driving up? Sorry, we're out here. So I take it like a jumper. So a lot of people gives me 100 or 60, whatever it is. I usually supplement it by putting in more money in it because of why I wanted the auction to be very successful. And having one person pick it, I get to do the lineup, so we don't have 10 of certain things. So I think
Yeah,
that's
so
what
there's no doubles and triples of stuff.
there was
Everything
all those.
will be unique.
Essentially, it was a jumper dumper donation, so it was great in that
Jumper
reason.
dumper?
Yeah, jumper dumper
Ooh.
direction. Yeah, exactly. So that was fun. So this year, a lot of the people that donated that we really appreciate, I already knew how it goes. I started getting a lot of PM like, what is this? How do we do it? How do we go about it? Just PM me for your donation budget, because there's no need to broadcast it on a comment. But anyway,
No,
that's how we
that should be
that's how we
private.
do it. And then I have somebody like Yates is coming. She would like to put together a gift basket. I go, that's all good too.
Hey, it doesn't have to be a plant. They can donate artwork. They can donate anything that would be orchid related would be appropriate, right?
Right. And then Karen Abbott, usually she's an artist, so she's making something fabulous. She's gonna send it
That's
to me.
even better.
So I'm thinking, well, hold on, let me finish. Cameraman said, I have 3 questions. I will. So if you have anything you want to donate, we will cover the shipping. You could just send me pictures or whichever, and then we could put it on and we could auction it and have you send it versus double sending everything. So if you have anything you want to donate, is go ahead and just send me pictures, and then we'll put it on for auction, and then you ship it. We reimburse you for the shipping.
Yeah, you don't pay for the shipping.
Yes.
We will pay. You're only donating the item. You don't donate shipping with it.
Okay, so what is your question?
So Dorothy has a question.
Yes.
She says, when is the best time to transplant a bale?
Are we doing a growing question? Jesus. Right now, spring, when everything is just waking up, breathing. And keep in mind, I can only answer so much on the growing questions, okay? Mr. Fang is not here. I'm telling you this right now. Yeah, spring is usually when we start growing. And obviously, we as a grower have been doing this forever since I was big. We pretty much, if we need to, we do it all the time. But we try to advise you to do it in spring when the root system is doing the happy dance.
When it wakes up.
When it wakes up, yes.
But before it goes into full flower.
And Linda Lee Earl, why do some bale roots start growing on top of the sphagnum and then just stop growing abruptly? How do you help them?
Well, I think it's, again, this is from a business mind. Ooh, those are beautiful. We have 2 clients that came to the nursery.
Oh, sure.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Have you been here before?
Nope, this is our first time.
And you're
Wow.
from Utah?
Where
She's from Utah.
You're from Utah.
So you came all the way to Utah to get only one?
Only one, yes.
Well, she has a long way to
Are you
home.
sure? I mean, you're not going to find these in Utah. Are you sure
We're
you
in
only
our
want one?
podcast group. And you are?
I'm Kathy.
Kathy?
I'm Debbie.
Nice
Do
to meet
you guys normally jump onto our podcast? You know, we do a podcast once a week.
No.
I have not. No, I found you on Facebook. I'm on Orchids for Dummies. And you
Oh,
guys
okay,
pop
so
up
you're
You're on
in the
Orchids for Dummies?
Yes.
Really? Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm glad you didn't take that offensively.
So you're graduating.
I'm graduating.
You're no longer a dummy. Now you're going to be a proud parent of a.
I know. I've
New
had
Phelan
2 that
opposites.
I've kept alive so far, so I thought I wanted to come down here and get another.
Oh, can I have your camera?
I have like 4
No.
of them, but
Take a
It won't-
picture.
It won't work.
I want to take a
I have it
picture.
on something
Oh, you
else.
have it on something else.
I
Yeah.
have 4 orchids, but I have one that kind of grew.
I'm going to do this and I'm going to post it on Orchids for Dummies later.
Okay, sisters.
You're
Sorry,
touching me.
sorry
You're touching
people.
me.
Whatever.
You're in my private space.
Yeah, you're lucky I'm in your private space.
But I have one, and it bloomed, and then it grew another one of these out here,
Uh-huh.
and then it bloomed again.
That's great. Congratulations, you had a baby.
Oh,
Yes.
I told you that.
Oh,
Because I
okay.
learned that on Orchids for Dummies.
So I'm gonna post your picture on the Orchids for Dummies later, and
That's fine.
I can't tag you, so we got to go back to our podcast.
That's
Okay.
fine.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
so
stopping
much.
by. And it's hot. Do not leave it in the car to go stop to Starbucks or anything, or take it in.
We'll
We're gonna
take it
take it
directly
in.
home.
Exactly. Dress up your thing.
Okay,
Have a
thank you so
wonderful
much.
Bye.
All right, bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Enjoy them.
Thank you.
I love that. They're so friendly. First trip here. Huh. Anyways, so the root system growing out, remember they're air roots, so that's how they climb on the trees and stuff. It's like everything, you know, the roots is never going to stay fresh and healthy all the time outside. So essentially, it's a natural process because they're exposed to air, they don't have all the nutrients, but it will die off. And usually, to cut off air roots when they come out of the pot, there's always a breakage. You could go ahead and cut up where the breakage is. Try not to cut a really plump, healthy root system. So if you have a root that comes out, the section that breaks off, go ahead and just nip it right there. And don't always expect the air root to be so perfect. And you know, and when you repot, is tuck everything back in, and sure enough, there'll be more air roots climb
And
out.
some species are going to have a lot more air roots than others.
Exactly. Any?
Kathy came well from Hawaii.
Oh yeah, Kathy's going to be in Vegas on the weekend of our symposium. So shame on you, Kathy. You should be at the symposium, then go to Vegas with me. I'll go with you.
That's okay because she can still Zoom it.
Zoom
the
it,
Zoom
right?
is going to be recorded and she
You
can
think
watch it at a later date.
She'll watch it later because she's not going to be wanted to be on there.
Exactly.
Anyway, so let's see who else is on there.
For Fang fanatics, I guess we're going to have options.
Have a seat.
What about it, Roger?
I think
I think she'd be more comfortable there. Yeah, that thing is not comfortable.
Roger's talking about options as far as Fell Fanatics. We have the option of either attending live in person, and I always encourage everybody to attend in person if you can because our group is a tight group. It's almost a little bit of a brotherhood, and it's not just about the group. It's a lot of fun and bantering, like me screaming to Jamie, "Don't touch me, you're in my private space." And
He got lucky. I
was
wasn't
horrible.
flirting. I was turning around trying to take a picture of these two
she
women.
touched me.
And I'll God forbid I just kind of.
So-
You can alcohol my shirt later, please, Roger.
Gonna spray you with sanitizer. So it's just a lot of fun that we have. It's beyond only orchids. If you're coming for orchids, you're going to be orchid overloaded in the first place. But then beyond that, we just like to have a lot of fun. So the first option is always come and play because we're going to have a lot of things going on there. Raffles, photo booths, the dinner afterwards. It's going to be a lot of fun and a lot of fun with all the friends that you normally see right here in this group or on the YouTube channel. You're going to actually get to meet all these people in person. So that's always the nicest thing. But, you know, some people live so far away. Oh my God. Some people live far away and travel just isn't an option for them this year. COVID, all kinds of different things. So if you live further away, you're not excluded from being part of the fun. The next best thing is Zoom. And with Zoom, you'll have live to be able to see what's going on. The speakers, you'll get obviously the speakers' presentations. We have 4 great speakers. And in addition, we're going to have a raffle. We're going to have opportunity table. There's going to be a lot of things going on. So you're going to be able to participate in that stuff without having to leave your home. And if you're worried about time and time zone difference, different things, that'll be recorded and you'll be able to watch it at your leisure on your couch. So I would ask you to attend in person if possible, and if you can't, then Zoom it. We've been doing Zoom for a couple years now, just like this, and it works great. I think that's what you're talking about as far as options, right? You get to meet Brandon. Brandon's a fun guy to be around.
He's so adorable, my little brother.
And he's very knowledgeable.
Anyway, so Mary do online Zoom get to participate in the auction? Of course. This is how we've done it for the last 2 years. There's no way we could do it without you guys. Except now we're going to have live audience, so that's a little hiccup. I think we'll be able to handle that. So we'll have many people helping to watch a live raising hand kind of thing on the floor, plus to keep on with the auction, and we'll test to see if there's a delay.
It's going to be chaotic.
It'll be a little chaotic, but we could handle it.
But it'll still be a lot of fun.
So since it's live this year, since there's a gap, because in the morning we're doing AOS judging, So we cannot start too early. So in the gap between in the morning, we will show videos of the Huntington, some of the funds that we went to do the filming for, especially for this group. I will, extra bonus, to entertain everybody on Zoom, go through the live plant auction, basically show you the plants, versus before we just kind of start, bam, you
What
gotta
about
go.
all the bonsai at the Huntington? Oh my
Well,
god.
focus. So
Bonsai
anyway,
was
so
crazy.
I will take the opportunity in the gap that the judging are starting, because we can start early because the judges get 5 hours of credit for coming to the symposium. So essentially we cannot start without them. So, but in the morning we still have lots of stuff for you guys to do. Maybe take a nap, and then you're gonna have to join us later. If we have a lot of plans, I'm going to split the auction to 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, because why? We have to go to Lenasia for dinner, the #1 dim sum for LA.
Michelin star.
Michelin
That's all I
star.
have to say about that.
That's-
Michelin star.
Yes, they love me there. So Roger and I got married in that restaurant. We have that. Yes, they love me there. You would have to wait in line for an hour and a half. I just get right in, right, Roger? We can slide right in, and the manager's on top of it. Only me. Jeff is not allowed. Next time you guys wait outside while I wave at you out inside.
Hi,
We
Jamie.
don't have silent auction, right?
Silent auction, no, we have too much going on. Silent auction, it's very hard to do a silent auction when we have a tablet, a paper at the live, and then how do we do that for
Yeah,
Zoom?
we wouldn't be able to
We
do
won't
that
be able
because
to
the
do
Zoom
that.
would not be able to participate.
Because Ruth Clint is looking for variegated plants, so we'll see if anybody donates.
It's
Yeah.
a possibility.
Variegated plants will start popping up. Like again, it's spring. You know, everything started to wake up. Even at the nursery, you see jumpers. Now I'm having a hard time picking which one. I'm started dragging everything home. Now I'm dragging a lot of plants because it's just so many beautiful plants are waking up to say hello. We went from how cold it was. We're freezing with sweater and coats to now like it's 85, 95 yesterday. So the plant are greeting us with their smiles. There's so many beautiful stuff, and then going into the greenhouse, the aroma is like, I wish I could just bottle it. You just don't even know how to remake that. But we will have, obviously, everybody's help with the donation, and I personally will donate. I know Norman donates, but collectively we'll have a great auction. We already
oh, look,
have.
someone just signed up.
Somebody just signed up. Who? He's got a new watch, and he's keeping an eye on everything.
David Engel. Hey, David.
Woo!
Glad you're going to join
Anyways.
us. He's from Southern California.
Oh, he is? Great.
Yes, he's from
Don't
Southern
worry, Mary.
California.
And I think somebody was saying, I wish Norman would go to South Florida to meet the group. I think one of these days we'll make a field trip out to Florida because we have a lot of members in Florida. Jeff's like, I don't know about that.
We have
But-
a lot of members in Florida. Florida's a great.
I think maybe sometime later in the fall we can make a trip when it's not too
well,
hot
we want.
out there.
I was going to say we want
When
to
it's-
plan it
Yeah, we'll plan it. And
because Nikki wants to go to Disneyland. Nikki's dying to go to Disneyland,
In
Epcot
Florida?
Center.
Oh, really?
So we're going to go to Epcot Center, and of course we'll meet up with Robert Clay Williams because he just switched positions. I think he's no longer. I don't know what he's actually in charge of now. He used to be in charge of the orchids there. I don't know what he's in charge of, but I think he just got a promotion to a new position.
Kathy said come after hurricane season. Okay. It will be a hurricane when I arrive, but that's all right. But yeah,
for
so
the second day, go ahead.
airfare, hotel, car, and food. Bill, yeah. Well, yeah, travel expenses higher. That's why I say get all these. This is how I travel. Get all these credit cards. The right credit card will work for you. I get free mileage from airline. I get free mileage from the hotel. If you know how to work it, the whole trip is free. We went on honeymoon, free trip, first class all the way, right, Roger? To Rome. And that'll help you. So you can plan it and join us next year on free if you start using the right credit card. But that's another episode. Then
Financial planning with Jamie Fang.
exactly. But I was thinking that if people are coming, you know, maybe work ahead, you know, get an Airbnb, a house, you know, everybody pile in, it'll be great fun too. But yeah, there's always ways to do this or get a buddy room together. But yeah, we would love to see you, Bill.
So, Jeff, on the second day, what's going on the second day of the Falconetics?
Second day will be wrap up. Obviously not to diminish it, but some stuff from the first day may not we may not be able to get everything in because we have a lot of activities planned and we tend to go longer. So come the second day, if we're unable to get all of the auction in the first day, that will be carried over to the second day. And then also our keynote speaker, I believe, will be on the second day.
Yes. And if we do have auction run the next
And
day,
then-
we will announce it so people that could just jump in for the auction and review all the speakers later at their leisure. We won't scale anybody out here.
But then after the Huntington, the party starts.
Here.
Right, exactly, right here.
Right here.
After the auction, of course, Sunday, Norman's Orchids is closed. Norman has agreed to open up the nursery to allow just the members that are attending Fell Fanatics. Another reason to attend in person rather than on Zoom, because as long as you're attending in person, he will open up the nursery and you'll have private VIP here, access to the nursery. So we'll come back here in the afternoon and have a little bit of a party.
Bill's laughing at me. Financial with Jamie. That's really my forte, not orchids, is finance. Anyway, so yeah, there's some people are going to the gala with Norman. You're spoiled. Great job. Sit on our table. Anyways,
Uh-oh, Becky just signed up.
Becky just signed up?
Yep. Yep,
All
she
right.
sure did.
Come on, guys. If you haven't signed up, now's the time and you'll get your name announced.
Well,
Well, later
we're-
on, you do the happy thing.
We're going to, last year we had 136 people. Of course, that was all Zoom. You know, there was no in person.
Yeah, there was no
This year it's going to
in-person.
be a combination of Zoom and in person. I think we're going to have a good group of people. It's always going to be fun on Zoom. There's no way to take that away. But the amount of people that attend, I think, is going to be a blast as well. And we have a lot of fun people.
You get to meet your fellow.
Yeah, the people that you're chatting with, you guys are chatting back and forth every week between yourselves. We see the comments rolling by. You're going to get to hang out with them, and it makes for a good time. And don't forget that morning it's AOS judging. So if you have a nice plant, bring it, and you can submit it to AOS judging before the symposium starts. That's why we're not starting until 1 o'clock on Saturdays, because the AOS judging is going on and everybody is encouraged to participate in that as well. I mean, come on, AOS judging at the Huntington?
So a lot of people are just saying that they would like to join us next year. I think we already have the dates for next year. This year was kind of
think so.
iffy because we didn't know how the pandemic was going to roll.
Well, we actually were
We-
scheduled for a month earlier,
Yes.
and it had to be canceled because Huntington canceled all the events that they had. It wasn't
But
just
I think
us.
we're booked for the next 3
I
years
think
already.
we're booked out for
So
the next
I'll
several years.
reconfirm
Yes.
that with Brendan and announce it so we could all have everybody plan ahead. We have several people coming
We're
for
going to do
June.
this every year.
For June, Becky is coming. I think Amanda is coming. So, Straggler, we're gonna
What
have
are we
people
doing in
start
June?
visiting. Nothing. They're just visiting with me. We're gonna hang out. The girls thing.
Well,
I'm sorry.
you know, I mean,
it's
we
not
should
a Jeff
say.
thing, right? Maybe we'll let you guys meet Jeff if you're interested. But yeah,
Oh,
the-
they're interested. They're interested.
Nikki's
They're
over
interested.
there. Not that kind of interested. Nikki, don't get all stressed out. But
But don't forget, in June is also Orchid Digest Speakers Day, second weekend in June. That's also at the Huntington. And we love Orchid Digest. We promote Orchid Digest as much as we can. They're a great organization, and they have Speakers Day at the Huntington in June.
at the symposium, we invited Orchid Digest. We gave them a table, a couple members for free. Hopefully, Harold's traveling, but hopefully, I know Harold will come to bring his book to
He did
sign
confirm
it.
the dates with me. He asked
And
me for the dates, so I think
Then
he's
he'll
trying
be
to set
here,
it aside.
and then if you already bought Harold's book, bring it with you. He'll sign it or purchase new one. I think that all the proceeds goes to Orchid Digest as well, right?
And
so-
Harold also has a lot of other books that he's published in the past. It's not just his 4 books that he has out now, but he has several books from the past that he's published. So if you have a book that's written by Harold Kupowitz, you want it signed, bring it out. Ask him. He's a big celebrity here.
So he'll be there and get to meet him.
Yeah, very interesting person. One of my favorite people.
Okay, so Ramona has a question. I'm currently looking at your website for the LED lights. I mainly have fails. I would like to ask what type of the low light or medium like require. So
Any of the low lights, which when you open up my webpage and you go to the store, they're going to be the first ones in the upper left. Those are the low light ones. They're available in 24 inch, 36 inch, and 48 inch, which are actually just a little bit shorter than that, so they fit up in the rack snug. So any of those, depending upon how much size you have, are good for the fails.
So, like I said before, many times I had to kick and scream to use LED light because I live in California. We're beautiful weather, but it does make a difference in my blooming. I think Dorothy, if you're still on, Dorothy was at my house the other night. We went to the Kings game. Dorothy was surprised and flabbergasted how everything is kind of sort of blooming in my LED bookcase. And that's why, because lovely husband set up for what time in the morning, honey? 7 o'clock? The LED?
6:30 till maybe
9 o'clock, I think.
7. Yeah, 9 o'clock, 8:30.
Yeah, so my LED is up at 6:30 till about 9:30. I know that because if it goes dark, I'm already beyond 10 o'clock working in my office.
That's signal to
Yeah, to go to bed.
double down.
Double down, right?
Get it done.
I mean, last 2 days, I think I found myself sleeping on my keyboard. That's how late I've been working lately. But the LED did change my growing because I was never really a grower. Since I had the shop, I was working 14 hours. I was like my shop, instant gratification. I make these beautiful, gorgeous arrangements. I take it home and I enjoy it and I toss everything back. I know exactly how to grow, but I was not interested at home. But since the pandemic, I was locked in. I started growing with everybody, hence that's where the jumper for me started. But the LED did change my life. You know, I was able to enjoy flowers much longer, to be able to have it keep continually blooming for the sequential phase. So thank you, Jeff, for the LED light. And the next big thing is the water meter, which Jeff had created a long time ago, or found it, the product a couple years ago, and actually gifted some to Roger for his office. Unlike Roger, he was a beginner as well, so that kind of helped Roger at work on how to water. Then I started, selling the water meter on the jumper to make it so much more available and on the faster pace with, when people are shopping on jumpers to get it, everybody. Finally, I said, well, okay, we could use it at home too, but I was kind of embarrassed. I go, we don't really need water meter. I know how to water it, but the thinking started switching. My ego stepped down a little bit. It kind of helped me to nudge Roger to water, because we're so busy now that our Sunday routine are no longer, as steady. So a lot of plants are getting too dry that we had to soak. And that obviously, set the plant back a little bit because it went so dry for so long. I mean, I'm talking bone dry. You let the orchid go dry, but not bone dry. Once it go bone dry, it's very hard to just keep water. It will not.
Bone dry means
It's
when the
fine,
moss
honey.
is crispy.
This customer's tiptoeing. It's good. Thank you
bone
for
dry
that.
meaning the moss is crispy.
Yeah, then bone dry. Yeah, because we've been busy. So I go fine. We'll use water meter at home, right? Because not because
Well, it sounds stupid, water meter. I mean, come on, we don't need
does
water meter.
sound
You just water them
stupid,
once in a
but-
while and they're fine. But
for me, my bookcase is
it's
8
convenient.
feet tall. I can't get up there to just do the spot check. I do spot check, right? So now the meter, I could glance at it and be, hey, Roger, this Sunday we need to water those, So the meter does help for me in that aspect, not because we don't know how to grow it. And for a lot of people that knows how to grow, it does help you as well if we just switch our thinking and then use it as a tool to help you to water. And then now of all that crazy expensive jumpers, everybody start putting one so you don't have to stress about killing it. The minute you start worrying about killing an expensive plant, it's guaranteed to kill it, because
Going
you
downhill.
put too much pressure on yourself to watch for it, and you end up watering when you don't need to. So again, less is more. When I water the orchids around the house, if I go like this and I have this split second, should I put it down? Because every time I go, oh, what the heck, it's only a little bit. And 2 days later, my flower fades, and I'm like, dude, I should have known better. I'm a grower, I know that. With the water meter, it's like, the other day, it's been so hot, right? And I didn't have the AC on. Living up there, we had a lot of wind. And I glanced at the water meter. I go, why is it white already? We had just water last Sunday. So that plant got dried out fast. So there you go. If I waited till this Sunday, it would have been crispy dry again. So I think I was home Tuesday when I went to the Huntington. I took that plant because my meter tell me it needs water because it went from blue to white. So I actually just had to soak it, right? So the water meter does help. So I wanted to thank Jeff. There's Auntie checking out. Hi, Auntie. So it does help to have the water meter, the right tools, along with Norman's fertilizer, the Mega Thrive, the Physan, all that stuff is a whole package deal. Like I congratulate Donna. She's on her way to a dinner.
And then when the unthinkable happens, Kiki paste.
And Kiki paste, exactly.
Save that plant. Get the Kiki paste. Get another one going.
Well, let me finish my thought before Roger jumped in with the question. I have noticed in the last 2 years by people posting what a great grower everybody have advanced themselves. And that gives us the energy to do more podcasts because I see even on a jumper, the plants they pick, I know what kind of level they have advanced themselves to. Mm-hmm. You know, the plants they purchase. And then the plant they post. This year already we had a lot of reblooms. And a lot of plants are looking really good and healthy in that they're applying the whole package of what Norman is teaching us. You got to remember what we sell is what we use. Let me get that cart to go by, sorry. Thank you. That's a nursery cart. No, that's the cart. Oh, that was your question?
Yeah, it sounds like a railroad track.
Wait for the train to go by.
We did. We do have it. We used to live on the other house. On the property, we have 1, 2, 3 houses on the property, and one is closer to the railroad track. You can hear it at night, the train going through, you know. But anyway, what was that other good question?
2 questions from Kathy Jens. So do you put a water meter on every single plant?
Do I? No, because you could. It depends on how you want it to help you. And if finance is not an issue, put one on every one. If finance is an issue or you just don't feel like it, you feel like you know what you're doing, not that nobody knows, I don't want to apologize to criticize, but you could just put 3 or 4 on a cart. But do keep in mind, it's like having twins. Not both kids going to want to eat at the same time, so you do still have to spot check.
If they're all fells, if they're all on one shelf, and they're all in moss,
same size,
and they're in the same size pot,
plant,
you would think that they're pretty much going to dry out together. And most of the time, that's the case. So if you had 8 of them, you could put, not right next to each other, but space them out and maybe put 2 or 3 in all the 8 and be done with it. And go by what it tells you, and then you have a good idea for that entire shelf what's going on. But if they're different size pots, different shelves, different heights, different areas of the house, then you need to have more meters. But if you have a group together, you can put just a couple of them and get a good idea of what the entire group is, as long as it's similar conditions.
Somebody just say Gila Orchid shows in mid-July. Maybe I need to, oh, July's hot, never mind. Let me know when it's cool.
So Kathy James has another question. I don't know if they can hear me.
Can you guys hear Roger?
When is Batman coming again?
Batman is in the nursery now, isn't he?
Yes, Batman's in the nursery. I think I found some larger plant, but I'm not sure the stage of the next batch of Batman coming out. Batman, that's why I had to hold some sample plants. Batman is getting ready to fly. So remember, it's spring. A lot of babies or
Are
plants
there any
are coming
Batman
up.
available now?
I can't answer that. Because they'll be on record and I'm going to get a lot of PM right after. There will be Batmans, but not
So if
today.
you're interested, you can contact Jamie. Her number is.
Jeff's
Rebecca has a
number
question.
is what? Who?
Rebecca?
Fogel.
When the new Marianne Ciola babies coming up for jumpers?
I think I might be having some today. I'm not sure. I think it's in my works. Mariana Cola. Yes, she's coming. She's beautiful. She's my very first jumper.
It's Eddie. Eddie from Hawaii is.
It's our Eddie.
Eddie
He's
is on.
He's
Eddie
on.
is everywhere. Hi, Eddie.
You don't call him Edward.
No, we call him Eddie.
Eddie.
Yes.
Eddie
is a
has
character.
at least 5 names.
Yes.
I can't pronounce all of them.
So
I don't
Eddie is what I
remember
go
all of
with.
them.
Yeah,
Or
he's
sometimes
just.
you call him Eric.
No, I don't. Anyway,
he's one of our speakers.
he's one of our speaker with.
He's going to be a great speaker.
Cherianne. Ooh, he got everything in court and mounted, huh? You gotta like mounted stuff. Don't forget to come for our open house in April. I mean, it's on the 22nd, I think. 22nd to
Couple
the
weeks.
30th.
Couple
Yeah.
weeks.
Our special spring open house. Bye.
Is that on the web?
It probably will be on the web soon.
It is. It's on
Oh, it's on the web.
it's on the homepage.
Homepage, not our homepage, website page. Is it on the website page? Orchids.com page? Okay, I should go visit my Orchids.com page more often.
I think it's on the top banner. I saw it this morning.
Usually, our nursery's, I don't know, 30 years old. I don't remember anymore because I'm only 35. Anyway, so. Nikki,
Watch
that's
your
not
nose,
nice.
Pinocchio. Watch your nose, Pinocchio.
It's roped around. Yeah, so we started having our open house April and fall in October when we started. Back in the days, there's 3 registered going, and we would have classes, 11, 1, and 2. Basically, you teach people how to repot and everything, you know, get to know our friends and orchid people. We used to do a lot of orchid shows. We grew up doing orchid shows to get our name across. So we never really have time to teach. So we started the open house so we could get to know people, you know. And then that got backfired because it was just too many people. So we stopped advertising to the local papers. Oh, why are you laughing at me, Roger? What?
Look at what Eddie said.
What did Eddie said?
Is he coming for lunch?
Eddie always shows
Eddie,
up the right time.
are you coming for lunch today?
Eddie, Eddie's having dinner with Norman tonight, right?
Yeah, he's happy.
I'm giving him a hard time. He comes with an empty suitcase and says I have to fill it up.
And I gotta get a dress for AO's gala. Do not want to be late. I'm on Norman's table. You gotta dress. Oh my God, Eddie, you're a hoot. Anyways, any more
And he brings
questions?
macadamia chocolate.
Oh yeah, I got
Macadamia.
I got a
nut
case of
and chocolate.
macadamia nut candy. I think I share some with you.
I had 1 piece.
No, I share a box.
He shared a piece.
A liar. There was a whole
She
box.
gave me a
in
piece
there.
which was just a taste, and I wanted more, and then she charged me.
Somebody cannot have sugar. I'm just watching for your
Oh yeah.
health.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Hi, Carrie. Beautiful display, Carrie. So I guess this is more like a fun, mess around kind of podcast. And we're approaching our 100-year episode. I could have sworn
100 year?
100th episode. 100. Like I said, I was only 35. It's the heat. You guys got it. You know, I'm somewhat of a podcast star now. Ha ha. Gotta get me air conditioned room. Not this outside stuff. It's so bright. It's not good for my
I thought it was
complexion.
nice out
the
in
most
the
natural way.
out in the atrium. We have a little bit of a breeze.
I know it is kind of nice. If it was Thursday, forget it was 95. It was hot.
Oh, that'd be too
hot
hot.
as heck. And we
How hot
we
is
actually.
Florida right now?
Well, I don't know. They're muggy too.
Norman is. It's probably very hot and humid.
He probably doesn't come out much.
No.
Where's this from?
Huh? We have like those misting system inside, like the Disneyland when you go shh.
It was
What?
just running.
It was just running.
Eddie, how hot is it over at Florida?
Well, I'll tell you, Jamie, it's so hot.
That my dress is melting. Linda said this is so cool. That's so cool. I don't know what it is. Oh, the 100 podcast? Yeah. So I guess every
100 episodes.
they always
Man.
have a big sheet of cake, so I'm going to have to go order one of those. We don't even have enough people to eat it. We don't even have a big crew.
We
only
do.
have
we
a
have
director
Make sure you get
and
a full
camera.
sheet. A full sheet, okay? Don't get a quarter. I'll be disappointed.
What?
We need a full sheet.
Read what Eddie says.
Well, read what Eddie says. Your color is better in natural light. Oh, thank you. So you're saying it's never really that great before, Bill? Eddie says it was a joint meeting, but I will use filter next time, whatever that means.
Filter his language.
Oh! This is the first time Roger had to help me with a joke. It's the heat. Anyways, do we have any questions? What should we do for the 100th episode?
Well, what happened to all the plants that Eric divided?
I
Gone.
sold them.
They're gone.
I
Oh, you didn't save one for me?
I did save one for you. I picked 11 biggest
They're
ones
gone.
to send to the podcast. We do have the smaller divisions to sell locally. I did save you one. I guess.
Maybe
Go
we
look
should
for it.
Divide up what are the two plants we have.
I think we should
No,
do
I
it.
think there's one down there too. There's still another 3.
Do you think we
Another
should
3
get
to go.
Eric to do another division? Because these are all in needs, and yet before we just hoard it all and sell it locally. But I think these are ready to chop too.
Yeah, there's 2 behind us and 1 more down there.
I think this one will require.
3 of them.
Oh, plus there's 1 over there too.
These will require chainsaws.
Yeah, so there's a few.
Remember that one time you did a chainsaw one, Roger? This is years ago. We ended up selling all those division here. It's funny how sometimes people start writing their names on it. So once we divide, except they write their name and we water, the name is blurred out. We will find people writing their names on it and they say, we want a division. The one behind you is gigantic.
I'm covering it up.
You're covering it. So, and the point was, anyway. Oh, we lost your wife there.
Roman has a question.
Yes,
Roman?
he's the one who asked you about LED light. I think, yeah. That's Roman. Baldwin or Hi Jamie. Question, please. Can you mix bamboo charcoal chip with sphagnum moss at the potted meat? Yeah, we do that for our our mix. We do charcoal in there and some synthetic wool, and there's perlites in there, and also it depends on what you grow on
Turkish
as well.
perlite. Norman only likes the Turkish.
There's something about my brother only Jeff knows, like Turkish perlite. Top of my list. Thank you, Jeff. Anyways, thank you. When should moss be replaced and is now the time to do it? Annual from Bill. Bill, I think moss is usually every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks. Every 2 years.
We're gonna need to bring in some more moss.
There's a shortage on moss. We usually do moss every 2 years. Start with a good moss so it doesn't decompose as fast. And like I said, the nurserymen always repot all year, but the general idea is to do it in spring all the way till, if the plant is dying, do it. But don't go around ripping every plant around just because you feel like doing it. There's things that we do here that it's by experience, and we have killed plenty of the plants in our life. And once you kill a plant, I know it's gonna hurt, but hopefully you'll learn from it, and that's gonna be worth it for that plant, right?
Kathy James has a question on what's that green orchid thing?
This
What?
is a really special one.
Yeah, this
Auntie-
is a special
Auntie
one.
brought this one out because it has a unique lip.
The flat lip. I don't know the name because it's tucked in there somewhere. And sometimes we don't have names if it's R&D and Norman put his special code on it and only he has the list. There's some on jumpers that I might have to just let it go without names and then put it on with it because he has his ND 14 or 17 we know is dragonfly. Let's talk about that Norman's dragonfly. No, not dragonfly. Dragon tree. Everyone came out so perfect. But about the round one, the one that everybody who, only a selected people got some. Now I've been halted to sell any. Halted. Because I'm collecting so far about 14 of
She's
them.
been banned.
I helped bend
Banned.
that. I helped bend that
Banned
because
from
now
selling
we
it.
have AO's judging. Ooh, before I have to let things go. There's there's no
She's
judging.
not judging.
And then I've been sending them across. So
Now
Elaine
Norman
Tater.
wants to hold back everything for judging.
What is dragon tree?
Oh, it's about this big. The plant is only like this big, literally this big, and the flower is 3 inches. Karen Abbott, if Karen Abbott is on, she's got a couple. Jeremy had a couple.
That was in the spring. You put those out, right?
Yeah, and then yes, Klinger. Michelle has one. Yeah, Michelle, right? Isn't that amazing? It will be released. We were just trying to see if we could get an AQ. That's Norman's Cross, because then I have about 14 blooming. For a size of plant, and the flower is 3 inches, and the color's amazing. Solid red, red with orange, and now we had a few weird, kind of not pearly, but weird pattern color came out. Yates got one, but yeah, hi Karen. It is gorgeous, and the substance is really thick and heavy, and we're very proud of it. That whole cross came about really beautifully. We will release it, but I just need to collect the plants to hopefully get an AQ, hopefully. But California judging is kind of tough. We can send one plant out to everybody in the world and get it awarded, but here it's hard. I don't know, but we'll see.
So for Norman's R&D, can you share more? How many more are coming out?
There's a lot of R&Ds. I think, I think I share a little bit of just
1.5 greenhouses.
Yeah, a couple greenhouses.
And even if it's not, Norman will still
she's
mark
got
it.
a beautiful Sherry. Ooh, and it matches your shirt.
This is what I came for.
Do
You
you
want
want
to
to
come
be
show
on
it
the
off? We're on a
podcast?
live podcast.
Come on in.
Don't be shy.
Look, it matches
won't
her
bite.
shirt, and then you came for this plant.
I came for this.
And
Did
how
you
did
really?
you find out about this plant?
I've been coming for about 6 months. I got quite a few, and I bought a mounted one.
Oh, you did?
And
A Schilleriana too? One of the.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
and
So
I've
I guess you like it, huh?
I do, and I've been caring for it. And I said, oh, I want one in a pot. So.
All right. So do come back to our open house. We'll have classes.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's on our website, April 22nd and 30th. Since you're local, a lot of people wish they could be here.
And then
But-
if you're really getting into it, we have a symposium coming up at the Huntington, May 14th and 15th.
I will definitely go to that because I'm a big. It's my new hobby since I became a widow. I've been taking care
Sorry.
of orchids, and I
I'm
love
so
it.
sorry.
So I've been
Good.
doing dendroniums and cattleyas, and these ones are easier.
You seriously would like to come to our symposium?
Definitely.
It is a day and a half of orchid fun and meeting the local people. Yeah, if you want, we will write a website. Do you have your phone?
Yes.
Let me just type the website, and then she could get on, or you could type it.
Mhm.
But anyway, you only been here for 6 months. You just found our place for 6
About
months.
6 months, yeah.
And how did you find us?
Online.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was buying my orchids like at Trader Joe's and.
Oh God.
Yeah, and I'm
That's
like,
a good
Hey,
start.
that's a good place to start.
That's a good
Vons,
start.
Yeah,
and then
that's
I
a
was
good
buying
place
the
to
That's
start.
why I
dyed
say it's a
ones.
great
Yeah.
start. Yeah.
Yeah, so
But
I
now you
decided-
graduated.
Uh-huh.
And do you follow us? Do you follow our podcast? Do you watch
I
our
do.
podcast
Yeah,
and stuff?
I do.
Oh, you do
Yeah,
watch our
yeah.
podcast?
I
Oh.
put liked on a few.
Look at her.
Don't
She's
be
all
embarrassed to
shy.
say that.
Yeah, I'll put in if you have a. Let me
What do
just.
I do?
I was just gonna put
Okay.
Are you on the podcast? Can you find our group?
No, I just do it
If
through
she opens the
YouTube.
browser,
Oh,
go
you
through
did.
YouTube.
Oh God.
if you open your browser, you can just type in
no.
Fail Fanatics.
Yeah.
Here, go ahead.
She should join our group. Are you on Facebook?
I am
Go
on
on,
Facebook.
Go ahead. Let me see your
Go on
Facebook.
Okay. Facebook.
We're very friendly people here. I don't care what you guys
Now
hear.
what?
Right. So we're gonna. You guys talk
Yeah,
among
but
yourselves.
this is typical. Every week there's 4, 5, 6 people that are coming in, sometimes for the first time.
Ooh, this
Just
vibrates.
on Saturdays. I'm only here on Saturdays. 4, 5, 6
It
people come in
vibrates.
for the first
That's
time.
cool.
Pick up 1 or 2 plants, just like you've seen the people walk by, and they come in, nab some of their favorites, and almost everybody that comes here is friendly. Most everybody that comes. I mean, there are some people that come here and you wonder, why did that person even come? Like they come in with negative attitude and they just start complaining, but 90% of the people or 95% of the people come in, it's just they have a good time. Walk around, smell the different ones, right?
This is my happy
Are
place.
you picking out some of the fragrant ones? Have you
Oh,
started
yeah.
collecting some of the fragrant ones?
Yes.
That's a real bonus.
Yeah.
So Jeff, besides being a director for our podcast,
So I just you just asked to join our podcast group. This one.
Okay.
So
I have no
will,
idea.
I will accept you as soon as
I
we
mean, it
finish.
didn't. There was no plan to ever do this. It was just something that I just
Get to
developed.
the front.
I mean,
so
we
you can get out of
started
Facebook.
Fell Fanatics, what, like
I wanna
4
go to
years
Google.
ago? 4 or 5 years ago now.
And you can
We started Fell Fanatics, and Fell Fanatics, just because I like Phalaenopsis. There was another group that we kind of got involved with and then became very unfriendly towards us. So we kind of left that group, no longer wanted to be associated with it, and just said, we can start our own. We can have our own group. And Jamie is the one that really believes strongly in charities and donation and supporting nonprofits and scholarships. Jamie's really big on scholarships. I know she probably doesn't talk about it, but she's told me several times she has different endowments at different universities that she contributes to on a regular basis. Her name, Roger's name, her parents' name, all kinds of different things. So we had started Fell Fanatics as nonprofit. Jamie says, we need to do something more than just have a group. We need to have a mission, and we should be raising money for scholarships. So then we started the endowment. The endowment went well. We donated, I think, $15,000 the first year. Our treasurer, Kathy, right now is cutting a check for $20,000 that we're donating this week to Cal Poly Pomona, and all that is going towards our $50,000 endowment that we committed to. So we'll have around $37,000 or $38,000 paid of the $50,000 we committed to by the end of this week, or this coming week. And then after the symposium, I would imagine we'll cut another $15,000 or so towards them. And within a year, the first scholarships will actually be issued in Fell Fanatics' name. And that'll happen every year ongoing then, in perpetuity. So it's a good thing. So it kind of started from that. And then from that, when the COVID came out, I remember Norman saying, there's nobody here. No one's allowed to come here anymore. It's so boring. What am I supposed to do? And I said, well, why don't, if people can't come to you, why don't you start a podcast? And he says, I don't know anything about podcast. So he ordered one of those ring lights with the camera you set in it, the cell phone you set in it. And that was the very first one that he did in there at the table. And that went okay, but the lighting wasn't good, the sound was horrible, but the response was good. And I said, well, you got to do another week. And he says, oh my God, another week? I said, yeah, you have to keep doing this now. And he says, well, how often do I have to do this? I said, you got to do it every week. He says, oh, that's going to be a lot of work. He said, there's no one coming. I have the time to do it, but I'm not sure about actually doing it. I need someone to move the camera around, and that ring light's sitting across from the table for me. I can't get up and focus and move it around. And I said, well, I can help you. And also at that time, Brian Joey Hung was helping out. And I said, okay. I said, I'll come in and give you a hand. And Brian's there, he'll give you a hand, and we'll figure it out. So that's kind of how it got started. And Jamie says, we got to have a group for this. And she got the whole thing kind of organized on the back end. You guys can't do this haphazard. You need a group to do it. And we'll put it in the group and go forward. How this whole podcast thing kind of come about. They want to know how we're getting to 100 episodes. How we ever got to almost 100, we're on 97 this week, I have no idea. Because it's just something that every week, I don't think anybody even thinks about. I just show up. I show up, I say, hi Auntie, so she knows I'm here. The lunch, she gets the lunch ready. She knows Jeff is here.
Lunch,
yes.
But yeah,
so I get my lunch, and then we do a podcast.
I'm very fortunate because I'm a very creative person. Roger and I were talking about this on the way in. I'm very creative. Somebody criticizing me on YouTube that I seem always never organized. As an artist, I don't like.
That is her organization.
This is my organization. As an artist, is being creative on the spot. It's like you make fried rice. You open your fridge, whatever's left, you make fried rice. A lot of people say, gotta go get this ingredient. That's not, you're following a structure. I'm not a structure person. I'm very free flowing.
Actually, none of the podcast. Norman really isn't. He
the
maybe figures out a topic
he
a day
figures
or
out
two
a topic,
ahead of time.
and then at 11 o'clock, he never shows up on lunch at 12. He's running around, I gotta grab this.
Yeah, and you see when Jamie's on, he's running behind her. He's still bringing stuff on while it started.
Well, it's not because he's not organized. He just doesn't have time. A lot of the podcast takes so much of his time.
Yeah, it's not a structured. We're not a cooking show.
Exactly.
This is a.
So
he's going to talk about this. Norman doesn't really have to do his research. He's one of there's
It's
a few
on in
people that I've
here.
met that are like him, but you can name a orchid and he'll tell you where it's from. If you're talking about a species, he'll tell you where it's from, how high it's grown, the humidity, the temperature, the entire thing, and then he'll tell you what hybrids that species is used to make. This is all off his. He doesn't sit there and research. Okay, today I'm going to do a talk on this, and I need to figure out what's behind it or what. Norman knows all that. He's just ready. So you could walk in here a minute before he starts and say, "Here's your topic," and he'll just run through the nursery, grab a couple plants, put it together, and say, "Okay, here's species, here's its hybrids, here's how it's grown, and here's what you should do or not do with it, and here's what to watch."
Rule number 1: mute your phone on a podcast.
I actually
Well,
put it on
anyway,
airplane
so
mode. I'm surprised
you
it's
did.
ringing.
It still
Yeah.
ran through. I'm very fortunate to have people in my life like Jeff and obviously Roger and my other half. And aw, because I have, my heart is so big that I want to do so much, but I can't accomplish it by myself. So Jeff is really great. He knows I'm very busy, so I said, Jeff, just work with me. And then he knows, just do it and trust me that it's going to the right direction. I don't have enough time to explain, Jeff, this is what I'm doing, therefore you need to help me do this. Jeff is like, okay.
And I don't need that direction either. If you just
know,
tell me where we're
and-
going, I'll navigate along the way.
And Phil Fanatic, like you said, it was a birth from another another nonprofit that we, just see differently on the goals. My goal is really about the scholarship and endowment to be able to give back. We really shelter a lot of expenses here that I say we need to expense what we need to, because we know when we get older, after 90 years old, Jeff, that we're going to have another younger people take over. They need a structure to follow through. So the endowment was created just to help these people. I think a lot of people don't donate to the horticulture department. It's always business, other.
Norman sent me a picture.
Norman, are you not watching the podcast?
Mr. Norman Fang.
Mr. Norman
He has his own
Fang.
table.
Anyways, so I think our nonprofit is going in a direction, and I'm very pleased. I remember the day I called, because at that time we did not have our 501c yet, and Jeff has told me that it's going to take 3 years. I'm like, 3 years? I cannot wait 3 years to start working for
I said it could
nonprofit.
take
Up to 3 years, right? I said, I can't.
Crazy amount of time.
I cannot wait 3 years of having a nonprofit, and then we can't have people donate to a nonprofit. You can't take a tax write-off. So I started making all these out of protocol, and I apologize for that, but the heart was in the right place. I called and reached out for endowment, agreed on the $50,000, and I called him. He goes, "What? You expect us to make $50,000, and we haven't even really got off the street
And then
yet?"
Jamie says, "Here, sign it."
And I'd say, "Here, sign it, and don't worry
You're
about it."
committing to $50,000. Here, sign this, please. I said, "What?"
And what did I say? We're gonna do it, and don't worry about it, right?
Yeah.
And here we are, less than 3 years. I think we're gonna have it done. $50,000 in 3
We worked
years.
hard for it.
We did work really hard, but the thing is, giving, and then the stuff we receive is all of you guys. Having met all of you guys is the fruit of our labor here, and it seems like we do give you a lot, but we also take from you of your friendship and your engagement or protection of the Fangs family, Jeff, and supporting Jeff and his LED light. It's a full circle of what I say is our orchid family. This is why this group is still 3,000 people. My dummies group, our dummies group is 56,000 people in 1 year. We could have grown that big, but that's not my goal. It's not about quantity of people, it's the quality of people. How this group, we were able to teach you, 3,000 people, there's a lot hasn't surfaced, but what we've seen, I'm very pleased. Roger's sitting there going, "Oh, oh."
No, I just typed in a whole bunch of things, so we thank everybody.
Yeah,
The
so,
podcast
and
won't be
again,
there without everybody participating.
without everybody, I mean, God, I won't be able to do a podcast for 2 people. How fun would that be? But anyway, so yeah, we really appreciate
And
the
then
group.
the feedback that we got from the podcast, it's not so relevant now, but I remember when we started the podcast, the feedback after maybe like the 10th episode or 11th episode, this was a couple years ago already now, was I haven't left my house.
Yes.
since the lockdown. You know, because here in LA, you were shut down. You literally had to have a letter if you wanted to travel to go to different places saying that you were allowed to be out from your work or whatever, because you worked past certain hours. There was curfews. There's all kinds of different things going on. But time after time, people were reaching out to us saying, "You actually make my Saturday."
Sharon
you give me
Warren
something to
just
look
said
forward
that.
to.
Sharon Warren says my Saturday are much better with these podcasts. Thank you.
Yeah.
And there was somebody said, "Thank you for the podcast. I sleep better." I normally was like, "Thanks, I put you to sleep." But but anyways, Ernesto just came on. Ernesto hasn't been with us because Ernesto's been promoted and he's working with San Francisco Airport. So
TSA.
TSA, I think he's great.
Yeah. I think he's loving his new job too.
Oh my God, Roger, are you serious? Roger said, "Do we have a really difficult question for Jamie?"
Yes.
Working with Jeff. Do we have any more questions? It's 2:00, so we've been on for an hour. I mean, we could keep going, but or for Jeff.
But you know, the other thing is we have a lot of fun. I mean, this is a blast every week, right? I mean, every week we show up, we have a good meal.
Oh yes, of course we do.
We have
Personal
a good meal.
space.
Oh, sorry. You already violated that. We have a good time. We joke around, and then a lot of times we go out to dinner afterwards too. I mean, this is an entire day, right? I mean, I get up at 6:30 in the morning, and by the time I get home, it's 9 o'clock at night, because we hang out, we have dinner afterwards. Sometimes dinner, service places are a little bit behind. We might run up to the Red Lobster up the street or whatever, and I remember being there one time for almost 4 hours. Norman, my wife, and I were sitting there for almost 4 hours to have dinner.
Seriously?
Yes.
I would not have that patience. I'd be like, I don't have time for this.
That
I
was
gotta
during
go.
the all-you-can-eat shrimp. You don't think I'm going to run out of there in 5 minutes, right?
Oh,
That was all you
the
could
new
eat shrimp.
place
And
that we never been to?
no, this is the other one. This is the Red
Oh.
Lobster. You're talking about the Pier 88
Oh,
or 89.
yeah.
It was all-you-can-eat shrimp, and I remember we ordered shrimp. It was like, we got up there at 5:30, and this was only like 7:45. And finally, our waiter says, "Well, I'm going to see if the kitchen's still open." Norman says, "Oh my God, are you serious? It's only 7:45. You're open till 10. I think the guy was telling us, "You've had enough shrimp."
So we can't forget to thank Auntie for always being in the background. She's always side. She's like our second mother.
And Brian.
And
because
Brian,
he was
he's
here
moved
every
to
week.
San Diego. That's our little brother. He'll be helping us. He's our IT guy for the Phil Fanatics. He'll be surfacing soon.
And Brandon.
And
is
Brandon
here all
is
the time.
always in the surf in the background. He's wasn't supposed to be out, but yeah, he came out. Also Roger Lee, my husband, who has really got nothing to do with orchids, but is now really submerged and merged
He's a grower
into.
now.
He's
He
a grower
was telling me about all
now.
the spikes he has going
He's
on
been
in
having
his
a lot of
office.
spikes as well in his
This morning,
office.
so, yeah.
He's got his LED lights, and sometimes my jumper for me jumps to his office as well. So without collectively all these people, special people surrounding the Fangs, we couldn't do as much as we want to.
There's
Our
a lot
heart,
of us. It's a big crew.
yeah, it's a very big crew. Beyond even Dorothy, we didn't have a secretary. The secretary dropped out.
And Nikki puts up with me
And-
coming up here every week,
Yeah.
even if she doesn't feel good.
Right, Nikki feels that. And then Dorothy stepped up the minute I call her to say, would you be our secretary for Phil Fanatic? And collectively, we wanted to thank everybody surrounding us, and even the people not involved, but even donating the plant is heartfelt for me. We really appreciate everything because, if I have a vision, I can't do it without an army. And your army is the one that also pushes me to go forward, right? Norman's watching? And when Norman on vacation, I could go on that bench. Rogers just said Norman's watching. So that table that Norman has a big old sign, while I'm gone to Miami, do not touch. That sign is gone, Norman.
Jamie, he set up security cameras back there. He set up Wi-Fi security cameras. He can dial in and watch you.
That's okay. I'll be like, hi, hi, gone.
He's probably turned on the sprinklers remotely too.
Oh yeah, the sprinkler's been on because it's hot.
He'll probably turn those on and wet you down if you go
Norman-
back there and start touching his
Norman
bench.
finally watched our podcast. He's thinking we didn't have one or something. He thinks the star is gone that we don't have one.
No, we're saving 100 for him.
I could have sworn next week is 100. You sure?
Your gift will not be coming back.
It's going to be for Buttercup now.
My gift could come to me in winter. It's a little hot to wear that. I'll be walking around with a sweater. Well, Norman.
Okay, so I think it's time.
It's time
wrap
to cut
this
it up. Are you? Are
We've
we
had
all
enough
good?
fun for today.
We have enough fun. There's no serious questions.
And if
just
anybody
enjoy it.
has any questions regarding the symposium, wanting to sign up, how to get here, where to stay, any of those types of things, you can always reach out to me or Jamie. You can reach out to me just with private PM, however you would like to.
Can we just not
And we
private
can get
PM
your,
after
we can get
9
your
p.m.
questions
please?
answered.
No PM after
All
9.
right, bye everybody.
Bye.
See you next week.